facility of downloading a judgment and giving it in a spiral bound volume is such a great facility. You carry the whole library, we don't have to look to the book, and it becomes very useful. So to that part of the process is very, very likable and very useful to us. But remember, having said that, a book is a book, and I feel that the difference between reading a book and doing research on the net is that while you are looking for an authority, a pronouncement of the court, or you are looking for a point, you come across many points that you have not even thought of. You pick up points and they stick to your memory because you are looking for something, you are in search for something, and incidentally you also know, well, this is also one dimension, this is also one angle, and that is where it sticks to your memory. Ultimately, what does a lawyer do? You look for a point. Now, where from does the point come? The computer will not give you a point. If you have a point, the computer may give you a judgment. But a point, you have to either innovate yourself, you need to have that ingenuity to make a point. Otherwise, if you open, let us say, the manual, you will find that, well, you are looking for something, an amendment of the plaint, and while searching for amendment of the plaint, you will find that there are many dimensions regarding amendment of a plaint which you have not even thought of, but which you come across and they are registered. So that is the source for building a point eventually. And that is where I think a book is invaluable. I don't know, I may be old styled or old fashioned, but I always value a book more than this search on the computers. It is quick, very well, it is very, if you know the point, if you want to see on equitable estoppel all the judgments, you don't have to go to the manual. You just write equitable estoppel and you will have all the 200 judgments on equitable estoppel. But if you were to pick up Spencer and Bauer and equitable estoppel and read it, you will find many other treasures, many other jewels that are hidden, that are not present to your mind, which you will pick up and pocket them and be useful to you. So I think it is a mix of the two that makes the best for a lawyer. You use these techniques, you use these facilities, very good. I can compliment and I congratulate the team here. You have a very dynamic team. I think this is only the beginning. I think there are many other areas in which this team will in due course make its contribution, especially in terms of social security for lawyers. I have been in my court, I don't direct the cost to be sent to the legal aid or legal service authority. My court's direction always is costs to go to the welfare fund. But you need schemes, and I think that is one additional area where Dave Saab can certainly look into it and maybe provide, schemes, provide insurance, provide other things, so that each one of you can feel comfortable and your families can feel comfortable. That nagging sense of insecurity in a hostile city like Delhi, where God forbid if somebody dies, you don't find 10 people attending the funeral, is something very, very disturbing. I would say, as a fraternity, I think the largest in any profession is the legal fraternity. And if you had that kind of sense of belonging to each other, the situation would have been different. 2 days back, one of our very leading advocates, your member of the bar, Mr. Altaf Ahmed, passed away. I had a very long association with him. He was our Advocate General. When I came to know about it, I, of course, had to go. I rushed for the burial. But I was, I was a little taken aback that the number of people, for a person of his eminence, for a person who was Additional Solicitor General for 10 long years, who was an Advocate General, 15 long years, who was an Advocate General, who studied law in Delhi, who practiced from day one till the day he died in Delhi in the Supreme Court, and who must have worked with hundreds, if not thousands of lawyers. If you find just about a handful of people attending, I think you need to do some introspection. Of course, I read a message from Dave Saab, not sent to me, it was sent to somebody else, complaining about judges as to why did the judges not come. Of course, he has mentioned that I was there out of my own old associations with Altaf Saab. But I feel it is not just the judges. The point is, among lawyers, how many of you? You are about 18 or 20,000 people in Delhi, but how many of you were present? I think there's something which is missing, and maybe the struggle for life, you see everybody gets free, he rushes home or he has to go to the office. The struggle for livelihood, I think, keeps us away from these things which are very important. I don't want to hold you up at a, you see, on a working day like this for a long lecture. I compliment you, I congratulate the team, and I hope that the quality of assistance that we get from the members of the bar with these additional, you see, facilities provided to you will improve. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Justice Thakur. In fact, when we went to invite Justice Thakur to be with us as a chief guest for this function, Justice Thakur said, "What am I required to do?" And we said that your presence itself will be motivating and it will enthuse us, and that's exactly what happened. That's what we needed you here for, Your Lordship. And I must also tell you that our President has led us like a commander from front on every project that he has, he has dreamt of, and he's got us to execute that. Every project comes with a check. So this project also came with the President's check. Of course, other senior members contributed also. But before I call upon my colleague Amit Ji to propose the vote of thanks, I must also inform you that Honorable Justice Thakur had also very kindly accepted our invitation to be the guest of honor for this occasion. He is the chairman of the E-Committee, and of course we need all of his assistance. He's also for this, but he has been detained. Court 1 is still sitting. It's Ram Jethmalani Saab's writ petition on black money, and I think Ram Jethmalani Saab and Chief Justice of India has detained him. He said if he got free, he would join us, but anyways, we are grateful that he accepted our invitation. We are grateful for Justice Thakur to be here, and I invite Amit Ji to please propose the vote of thanks.
On behalf of
we request Justice Thakur to please formally launch the e-library.
This one. This is the SCBA.
This is the
e-library.
you can put in your name probably and see what works.
Let's see how
There'll
many
be all
judgments
negative
are
reports about
authored by Justice Thakur. We'll get that. Tiwari, who's also, both of them, it's been a two-man team. President sir gave undue encouragement for me. He just likes to do that. But I'll invite Amit Ji to please propose the vote of thanks.
On behalf of SCBA Executive Committee and the members of SCBA, we are really grateful to the Honorable Mr. Justice Thakur for sparing the time, valuable time, coming here and encouraging us with this dedication, and for his words of wisdom. I would just like to mention two things. Honorable Justice Thakur has said that books are very useful, but the idea of this e-research is not only going and researching the judgments. Here we are providing the e-library, where actually we can access the books as well, and the journals, books, and actually those tools which we could physically get here in the library, we are going to get it on e-platform. And Dave sir has forgot to mention one very crucial fact why we came with this idea of e-research library, was that we had the space constraint, and ultimately with this limited space and growing needs and number of books adding every year, we perhaps wanted to have this e-platform of research. On a small computer we can access number of books which we can't access in this small space of library. And second, Honorable Justice Thakur has mentioned about the welfare of the lawyers. I may like to inform that with the President as compassionate as Mr. Dave, this was one of the most priority agenda for the executive committee, and in the very first meeting we had decided to create a welfare fund of that was 10 crore rupees was the idea, and Mr. Dave himself had promised 50 lakh rupees, and we are finalizing that the trust name and its all terms and conditions, how this will be done. So we assure Honorable Justice Thakur that definitely we are looking into the suggestions made by him. On behalf of SCBA Executive Committee and its member, we also have the special thanks to our vendors of SCC, Mr. Surendra Malik, Director of SCC, who is present here, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor, their Vice President, who has been very kind and nice to us, Manu Patra vendors, Mr. Deepak Kapoor, Director. I think he needs a special applause because he has been very nice and kind, and he has offered us a 15 minutes everyday access of Manu Patra free to all members all across the Supreme Court. So you walk in the Supreme Court corridors and you can on Wi-Fi you can access 15 minutes multiple login Manu Patra. So you need a quick research, like Justice Thakur mentioned, that you need to find out a judgment on estoppel, quickly go out of the courtroom, click on Manu Patra, and for 3 years you can do it for free. And Ms. Priyanka from Manu Patra, she is also director and she is present here. We also like to thank lawsuit director Mr. Jay Thakur and Grand Jury's Chief Sales Mr. Lalit Chauhan. And there is a special mention required to be done for junior of Mr. Devashish Baruka Aishwarya, who has designed this e-library web page for us complimentary. So,
Not me.
no, not Aishwarya Kaushik. Aishwarya Kaushik. So he has done, and we also express our gratitude to Mr. Avdhani, Additional Registrar, and the E-Committee of Supreme Court, which has been very kind in helping us in taking this project to its present real form. And with this, we end our program of this launch of e-library. And we request Justice Thakur to come with us to Library 1 research area where we would be.
Same arrangement, sir. Almost same arrangement.
Research wing. This research ये यहाँ जो आपने लगाया and anybody can come, any member. Please explain. He will have to have a identity.
It's a high speed, double speed.
Somebody will attend. Yes.
This was already being made by that one. But it just got the entire patient as you recall the same.
Other side also. This is a new edition.
So most of the lawyers have to sit in the library, which causes a lot of disturbance to serious researchers. So we have kept this only for serious research. No, young and old both. I've seen lots of.
This was the cubicle. This was the cubicle.
No, there is that cubicle also. Small, very small.
Yes, sir.
Have you done something there?
Yes, sir.
You will be giving them.
Right now we
All the ladies votes, but not.
No, sir. They are
Available there. Yes. Yes.
The same computer.